Hola! Welcome to the Spanish Grand Prix and round number 10. And this time I think I've got the Spanish Grand Prix rather than Canada, which I think I put on Sunday. And I only just discovered that actually because I'm putting the title in. Today has been a day of major decisions in Formula One and in my lifetime as well, as I have decided to cut my mustache. But more importantly, Williams have decided to replace the man, the myth, the legend, Logan Sargent with Franco Colapinto. Interesting stuff indeed. Then, and I must say, this is one day where I really wish that ALR had like a we used to have podcasts back in the day, but like something like where we could like have a chat with like 3 or 4 people and just like talk about F1 stuff, which would be really cool. But sadly, we've all got lives, unfortunately, and but apart from that, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? I know potentially, I could have had a list as well of like left field, the top 10 left field most substitute drivers. No disrespect to Colapinto, but I must admit, I had a gander on Wikipedia. Of course, that's how I passed my college stuff. I had a gander on Wikipedia, and I must admit, I was thinking, I don't really know what he's actually done, to be honest. I think he may have finished top 3 in F3, maybe, but that's just a guess. I think it's only his first season in F2 as well. Yeah, I must admit, I don't know much about Colapinto. I think Fernando Alonso backed him, didn't he? Backed him a couple of, I think he still does actually, backed him, so he can't be that too shabby. However, what is important is that Colapinto is the first Argentine driver to race in Formula One since the legendary Gaston Mazzacane in the 2001 San Marino Grand Prix, which I'm sure everyone was very interested to know about. Don't know why I had a soft spot for Mazzacane, probably because my sister, for some reason, loved his name. Before that, I think it was Esteban Tuero, who was only 20 years old when he made his debut in the 1998 Australian Grand Prix. I'm not really sure he didn't really. I think he was meant to drive in '99 as well, but I don't think he liked the sport too much or something like that, and he kind of just disappeared off into the ethos, didn't he? Really? These drivers tonight, 19 drivers said, will not disappear off to the ethos tonight. Then I don't think. Well, I hope not, because then otherwise we're going to have a bit of a dull affair, then, which I don't think we're going to have around here because we never do. And by the way, I've got an incredible fact which I've just found out. About the most winningest F1's most winningest engines and all that kind of stuff. I need to go for the championship, but before I do so, I need to talk about all this stuff, which I literally just found out. I was going on Wikipedia to find out about Colapinto and his junior career in Formula One because I'm a nerd, and I just need to find out what he's done beforehand. But what I have found out, because I got very distracted, is that F1's most winningest engines, which listen to this list, there. I absolutely love it. Obviously, we've got Ferrari at top on 246. By the way, this is an official Formula 1, not ALR. Ferrari got 246 wins. Mercedes got 218. Ford have got 196. Last Grand Prix win was actually in Brazil with Giancarlo Fisichella. Everyone remembers that race. Fantastic. And then it was Renault on 169. Then we got Honda, who's on 98. But then, of course, we've got the Red Bull, the Honda Red Bull powertrain on 28. But guess who's in, that's in 7th, but guess who's in 6th position? It is one of the best engines manufacturers I ever heard. They are called Coventry Climax. Absolutely love it. And they've had 40 Grand Prix wins between 1958 to 1965. Yes, my life has completely changed with that fact. I absolutely love it. That's fantastic. My life is also going to change now because we have got a couple of debutantes in here tonight as well. And it is Meh Ranvov. I apologise profusely. I know that he's driven in silver for the past couple of weeks or so. Unfortunately for me, I haven't heard Alex mention his name, mainly because I've had to listen to silver whilst coming on the bus home, really, and I have no headphones. But good luck to Mev Ranvov, who's of course in the kick salvage light. We've got another full-blown debutant now of Astra John. Then welcome to the world of ALR, John. And of course, and what a time to drive in the Aston Martin as well. Oh goodness me, it's like a glove that fits there, isn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed. But Astra John then making their debut as well. And this is their full debut in ALR. They have never raced in any other ALR championship before. So good luck to Astra John. Absolutely love it indeed then. So Colin Pinto, move out the way because Astra John and Mev Ranvov is the two drivers that have really stolen Colin Pinto's thunder tonight then. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream by the way. Of course, as I've been yapping on for about 10 minutes when really I should be introducing you all to tonight's fiesta as well. Of course, only one qualifying session. Marsky's gone fast on the 13 right from the get-go. Goodness gracious me. Let's go Bronze Beast. Knows he's saying then hashtag ALR for Equals. Come on Mushy and John with the fist bump there. Albie, hello lads, said I thought Albie was in race tonight, but hats off to Albie who has now driven the last 4 Grand Prix and hopefully Albie will be the next driver that will be promoted into bronze because I am absolutely loving the driver's performance so far. It's been superb. I have everyone there from Jinner as well. Donna the Dons, good luck today. Rocket League, good luck bronze. Don't think Rocket League's in here tonight as Rocket League I think is, no he is in here tonight. Who's not in here? I think it's Anthony. Anthony who's not racing here tonight, unfortunately he's working like that. Here comes Med Ronvav out of the final turn there, coming out to the line. And going fast there on a 12-7 there, 3 tenths a second quicker than Marsky, who is very much the heart of the championship battle so far. What about Astra John then? Down the back straight now, 52.008 then, almost a thousand a second away from the license to thrill of 007, which is quite fitting as well as he is driving the Aston Martin. Kian then, good luck guys then, cheers chappers then, as we've also got moving everyone and good luck, hope everyone is for a good connection today then, laugh out loud then. I've just put my head down and almost fell asleep moving, saying that's not good. Evening to you Andy. Yo Sean, I have been having a mad weeks at work, but I always look forward to hearing your voice. Wish me luck. I wish you luck Slayer, and you must have a bad week if you're looking forward to hearing me then. Medranvov is a Russian player, Kian is saying that. Let's go John as well. I would have assumed, I shouldn't really assume, should I really? Because that could get me into a lot of trouble, couldn't it? But Met Ranvov, I was assuming was in that part of the world, to be honest. But welcome indeed then. I would say, is he the best Russian driver since Petrov? Since Sergei Sorokin? Potentially. And of course Mazepin as well. I can't remember who the third person was then. Good stuff indeed then. You know who I liked actually? My favourite Russian driver was Markelov, who drove in F2 a few years. I liked him to be honest, and he drove for the Russian time as well, Markelov did. Unfortunately never made it to Formula 1, did he? Which, to be honest, was probably more... I think it was more unlucky than anything else, I would say, for Artem Markelov. Here comes Kian then, who, of course, won last time out then. Of course, 2 Grand Prix wins now. I haven't gone for the championship, which is shocking stuff indeed. There you go, then that's what you get when I get excited about silly things like that Coventry Climax engine being the 6th most winningest engine in Formula 1 history. I love that. That's a stat that's going to live with me forever. Oh my goodness me, how dare I forget about Danny Fiat the GOAT, Slayer said. Good gosh, and deserved more. He absolutely did, especially from me. How could I forget Danny Fiat? Shocking stuff indeed. Ironically, at this race here in 2016, he got replaced by Max Verstappen, and as they say, the rest is history. Max Verstappen went on to win that Spanish Grand Prix, whilst Danny Fiat got, I think, 10th position that day. Goodness gracious me. Moomin going 8 fastest there in the Kick Sauber. Kian has gone faster, 2 tenths a second in front of Mehranvov, who's in currently second at the moment. I apologise profusely to Mehranvov, who's I've completely ruined his name already, and I've only been on live for about 10-15 minutes then. And ow. Oh, I found something quite delicate on my body there, which I probably shouldn't pick. And you do not want to hear that either, to be honest. Right then, Rocket Lee then coming down the back straight then. So, I must say, Rocket Lee has been absolutely sublime this season, hasn't he? It's like Jinner. Those two drivers have been absolutely fantastic. The problem is, though, they just struggle to get to the end without having any shenanigans going there, isn't it? Of course, sometimes you make your own luck, but remember that Sebastian Vettel in the 2008 season, I think didn't he have like 4 or 5 crashes, first lap crashes in a row? And to be fair, I don't think any of them was actually deemed to be his fault. So sometimes, yeah, you make your own luck, but other times, trouble just comes and finds you, and that potentially has been the case for Rocket League and Jenner. Maybe not all the time, but certainly some of the time. I would say that from this commentator's point of view. Of course, talking of which, there's a lot of drama last night in the silver race, wasn't there? Farfu, who I must say that didn't really endorse himself to his teammate last night, did he? Farf didn't. However, I think the more pressing matter is Marsky's gone fastest, but then closely followed by Rocket League, who's gone fastest by 400ths of a second. There was the incident in turn 1 there, and of course, I think it was very reminiscent to the 100% incident, wasn't it? About a week or two ago, as he got the 2 RBs now first and second. There's a Red Bull that's broken down in the background there. Just watching LB, who's gone 12 fastest there for the Red Bull team at the moment there. Just a whisker in front of a Real Ashton then. Who is that that's jumped up into 4th position? I think that was Smithy Almighty in the Ferrari. It was indeed Smithy Almighty as he comes down the back straight. Thank you very much, by the way, to everyone that's liking the stream. I absolutely love it. Of course, the more likes, the better algorithm and all that kind of stuff. Is all that kind of stuff. And Sarah going at 9th fastest at the moment there. Of course, Slayer there giving me compliments in the stream there, so that means that I should really give him more stream time, really. Of course, you don't bribe me that easily, however, you do bribe me that easily, because, yeah, I am that shallow. Dan then, championship leader, currently in first sector there, a 21.7 then to start us on our way. Jinner, only 2nd fastest at the moment there for Jinner, but I think it was Sirius Mushroom who's gone a superb 5th fastest in the Williams there. Sirius Mushroom has not graced us with his presence so far in the chat, but what Sirius Mushroom has done has given me a lot of pointers ready for tomorrow's race in Austria. So if I fail, it's Mushroom's fault and nothing to do with my skill level. Met Ranvov is gone at fastest out on a 12.3. This is debut tonight in bronze. I think that Met Ranvov has been a very good driver in the Silver Championship as well, hasn't he? So I was expecting some big things tonight then from Met Ranvov. As we're just watching Dan, who is going into turn 12 and 13 now. So glad they got rid of that Mickey Mouse chicane then. It is a much more challenging circuit there. Unfortunately for that though, this means it is higher tyre wear. Dan has gone faster. Pole position and qualifying has not been Dan's strength this season, but I don't think with the pace he's had in the race so far, he doesn't really need qualifying trip. However, potentially the races have come to Dan in the last few races or so, hasn't it? But take nothing away from it. As Murray Walker used to say, you'd rather be lucky than good, and I don't think Dan's lucky by any stretch of imagination, but I think in the last race or a couple of races or two, Jinner has had the better speed, but Dan has come out on top in those last couple of races or so. I'll take a look at the phone book in just a jiffy. Ashton John then currently 2/10 second down there. Good stuff indeed there for the debutant. Our debutant then is Met Ronvav, who I'm really having jobs with his name tonight. So that's going to be fun. Good stuff indeed. Sirius Mushroom, good evening to you, my good sir. Great lap there from Sirius Mushroom, 7th at the moment. He was 5th when he put that time on the board. Here comes Dynamo Dan, the former runner-up in bronze, I should say. Stays 13th fastest, found a quarter of a second, or just over a quarter of a second after the Alpine driver, or Alpine, I should say. Goodness gracious me. Into the pits as Hungry Stars. Another driver that potentially could and should have had more on the more points on the board there for Hungry Stars. If you just join us tonight, then yes, we have already covered of course, the big news tonight, of course, Colapinto going to the Williams team to replace Logan Sargent. I must say, I do feel a bit sorry for Logan Sargent, who's just on board with Craig R, who's, I think, fitted into the bronze like a glove. He's done a good job, but he's 2 seconds down at the moment now, so we're going to find someone else. Here comes Kian there, the 10th for a second up in the first sector. He's a second down now, so he's improved to 3rd fastest. I do feel a bit sorry for Logan Sargent, because I do feel that the impact in Australia, where he had to give up his car, I'm sure would have probably really hurt. It would have hurt me, to be fair. Well, it was. I'm just a delicate flower. But I think that it would have hurt any racing driver, and I think that he did lose a lot of momentum, I think, and a lot of confidence there. Can I get another invite, anyone? Hopefully, Farfair is very much on the pulse there, and we'll get an invite to in good time. My good movement then is just watching Aston John then going a bit wide in turn 11 and 12 here. But I think that they will be coming into the pits now. 5.5 minutes ago in this qualifying session now. As into the pits now comes Aston John, who's going to have a lot of my attention, along with Met Ranvov, because I do like seeing a good rookie or two. Here comes Don the Don, side of the McLaren Mercedes. McLaren are very much under pressure, aren't they? In the joint constructors, I think they've got 17 points so far. The Gold Championship has not been added up yet because I'm a little late coming home from work. So, unfortunately, we'll have to do that tomorrow, probably, whilst watching the boys. Don't waste it. So much to say now. To be honest, I almost wasted Farfel Smithy's invite earlier on then, as unfortunately, I forgot to turn off all my bits and bobs to get the stream going. Donna Dons has gone at 14th fastest there in the McLaren, but as I said, McLaren need to get a good result on the board. The joint constructors, I feel, is already gone for the McLaren. They have had such a horror show of a start in all championships. I think that the joint constructors from the McLaren team is absolutely squandered. I think that it's what's happened? There's the yellow flag there, but Jenner's gone full fastest. Surprised to see Jenner. I say surprised to see Jenner struggling. He's full fastest, less than 0.2 of a second away. I would love to be 0.2 of a second away from pole position around here. Real Ashton improves by a quarter of a second there. Still 19 fast. Into the pit lane comes RB in the Red Bull car. Swan Shanks is out on circuit there. Graces us with his presence there. As Slayer just coming out the Farf bend, which Farf can't even remember him crashing there, which I must say, Farf, I wouldn't want to remember that either, because that was quite his pole position for Rocket Lee. And Rocket Lee then has got a 12 flat. That's a very good time indeed, as Mushroom zooms past us now, but Rocket Lee on pole position there with a couple of minutes to spare. Jenner is on an in-lap, 3.5 minutes to go. Marski's at 5,000 a second down, I should say. Mushroom first sector, 10 first second up then, so we're on board into turn 4 as well. Love the helmet design from Serious Mushroom there, as he is now fighting the car. Smithy Almighty and Slayer also out on circuit, but I'm going to stick with Mushroom, as he is 7th at the moment on the long and the first driver around at the moment. Don't forget to like the stream there, of course, because it gives us all good stuff and all that kind of jazz then. Flying into turn number 9 then, that's Cox Corner, where John Cox infamously crashed quite heavily there on his 50th Grand Prix start, which, to be honest, nowadays, the 50th Grand Prix start, it doesn't feel like a lot in ALR anymore. It's a bit like Formula 1, where, where 100 odd starts felt like an absolute marathon career. These days, 100 starts does not feel like anything. Mushroom's already on 200 odd starts. In Bronson, he's already coming up to his 100th start as well. Full fast is there from the Mushroom in 4th position. Good stuff indeed there. As brilliant stuff. Marsky into the pit set. I think we've got time for one more shot at glory potentially. Smithy Almighty doesn't improve, but he's on the edge of the limit of that Ferrari, but unfortunately there he can't get any further. Swan Shanks going very wide there. That Mercedes is refusing to turn into the apex there. Goodness gracious me. Diashi ALR, haven't heard that name in a long time. Diashi, a former Grand Prix winner in bronze, I believe, and I'm sure in cobalt and maybe silver as well. He was definitely a competitor in silver and definitely a competitor in bronze. I think that Diashi did win a couple of Grand Prix back in the day. Thank you, Mushroom. Would have done it for anyone, Serious Mushroom was saying there. Unless it's me, because if I think the Mushroom would love to have a new teammate. By the way, actually, one of the reasons why I've enjoyed the 100% this season so much, the admins don't believe me when I say this, because they don't really like they sometimes don't like some of my suggestions, maybe because they're kind of far-fetched and all that kind of stuff. But one reason why I do like actually 100% is because I've got a cool teammate. Which, by the way, I am brown nose and Serious Mushroom because I want to setup for tomorrow. I know Serious Smash has already given me a setup, but I'm hoping that he might have unlocked something else there as well. Sorry, a bit late to the party, Sean. Do not worry about that, Beast. Then, what you've missed, Beast, is that we have found out that the sixth most winningest engine in Formula One history is the Coventry Climax engine, which I absolutely love. I've said it 4 times now. I think it's brilliant. I need to grow up. Here comes Aston John. Aston John, I should say, not Aston. He is in the Aston out of the final quarter now. On his debut, 13 fast. That's really good innings there from Aston John. Now, brilliant stuff indeed. Now giving his teammate a tow as well there. Of course, his teammate is Luke, who is making their debut as well for the Aston Martin, and replacing now Face Baby, who unfortunately has decided not to carry on then. Craig Ars invalidated their time with just under half a minute to go, but he is enough there to cross the line. And here we go. Kian has gone 4 fastest, but unfortunately that is going to be it for Kian. That's his time done and dusted. What about the Alpina? Dan Dan is now starting his lap now, and there's a Red Bull that's had issues. No, it's the RB that's had issues of Rocket Lee. What about Marsky? I hear you ask. Marsky's in the pit set. There's another Red Bull around there as well. I'm looking for them now. There they are. It's Albi with 18 fast among there, flicking it into the final turn then for Albi across the line. 17 fastest there for LB. Great stuff indeed there. I almost clapped there, which I shouldn't be doing. What about Moomin? Moomin's found a quarter of a second now. That's great stuff indeed for Moomin. Going 11 fastest there. That's a great time there for Moomin. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. That Aston Martin in front of us. I'm not sure if it was helped Luke take position, but I'm not sure if that would have helped or hindered. Junior second fastest, but it's not enough then. Here comes Menron on this debut. Only third fastest there, unfortunately. I see a McLaren out there. It's Donna de Don's the only McLaren in this session, and this is just going to hang strong them even more. Than Donna Donzo is trying their best, going 17 fastest. Dynamo Dan stays 16 fastest. Who was that then? I think they just jumped up the order. I didn't see who it was, to be honest. But it's Rocket Lee on pole position there. Wow, he's in the wall. And, well, that's one way of celebrating the pole position there. Rocket Lee in the wall, but it doesn't matter. Pole position there for Rocket Lee, and I think that's his first of his career, if I'm not very much mistaken. Let me have a quick look at me stat book, ladies and gents. It is Rocket Lee, his first pole position of his career, and he's sparking away there. Actually, should I be saying that in modern F1? Well, whatever the case may be, Rocket Lee, pole position number 1 there of his career. He's been threatening to do that for umpteen races now, but Rocket Lee is our third pole sitter of the season. What a fantastic performance indeed there for Rocket Lee. And now we have got all kinds of calamity in the pit lane, which is what we like to see. But luckily, it is the end of qualifying as we get preparing for the race itself. Congrats to Rocket Lee. Great stuff indeed from the RB driver. Right, good opportunity then to quickly check the comments then. Hello then. Hello to Camera Racer, hello to all drivers, and good luck to Bronze. Diashi LR will always be in my heart, even as an old retired veteran of the league. Then that's really good to hear, Diashi. Then, if you're old, goodness me, I must be ancient. We have got someone crashed in the pit, and I crashed into him. Unfortunately, I think we've got the evidence on the screen there. Rocket Lee, they're getting his first pole position, but unfortunately going into the pit wall. Of course, emulating the legend David Coulthard, or be it he did it in the race in Adelaide. Ashton then, not bad, not far behind the back. Just need a Thursday tier around my pace to show what I can do. GG all from Ashton. To be honest, Ashton, I think you're one of my drivers. You're my driver of the season for all the championships so far. Really good stuff indeed, Ashton, for plugging away at it. Then I must say, much better man than I am. I'm not a very good. I'm a guy that gets very frustrated quite easily then. Look at that, the top 3 separated by 37 hundredths of a second. Go on, Rocket, just what you did for Wednesday. All good here, mate, and hope you're doing great as well, Camero. Smashing celebration there, lad. Moving and saying great stuff indeed. But Bashi is serious rushing question. Changing the wheel setting again. Let's see if I'm on track with the pack then. By the way, changing the wheel sentence is quite important, as Mushroom has told me, but I'm not going to say anything more. Oh, if I said too much, I don't know. Let's go! I took out my cars. I went to go in then. Well done, Rocket, as Jenner knows a fast time when he sees one, as Jenner's been on pole position in Miami, Imola, Monaco, and Canada. Rocket League has finally ended that monopoly as we go on to the race, and I need to get some sponsors on the go. BRB. Welcome back, everyone. Then I'm getting a bit of stage fright here. 28 viewers and fantastic stuff indeed. Let's go through the grid, shall we? All three types of compound tyres are being used for this Grand Prix. Soft tyres for Marsky, soft tyres for Dons, hard tyres for Jinner on second position, and for Hungry Stars, both Haas cars going hard. Oh, goodness me. Then we got Moomin in the 11th position, also on the hard tyres. Astra, John, and debut on hard tyres, with Slayer on hard tyres, right? Everyone else on the medium compound tired, and that's the yellow marked Pirelli rubber. Rocket League pole positioning. He's nervous, so Rocket League is saying, then, or is that just a bit of gamesmanship there? I must admit, I would have been nervous if I had a pole position in the ALR. I don't think I've ever had a pole position in the ALR. I got a second position in Mexico after all the grid basically got penalties. So there we go. And I think I've never been. I'm going to be honest. I think I was the slowest ALR driver in history to get a podium, and in history to go around Mexico at racing speed. Basically, I got that podium because it was a safety car with just a couple of laps to go. Rocket League pole position, and his first ever pole position of his career. He has ended the 4 streak of Jinner, who is second. Jinner needs a good clean pair of heels tonight, though, for the championship challenge, then, which is starting to slip away from Jinner. He probably doesn't like me saying that. Unfortunately, it just feels like that in round 10 at the moment, doesn't it? Third position is Met Ranvov, who's making their debut tonight. Good luck to him, my good sir. Fourth position, Dan, the championship leader, got a 46-point lead in the championship over Marskews, down in 7th. Kian in 5th position, won last week's Grand Prix win. Can he get 2 in a row, and can he get his first of his career? Serious Mushroom hasn't won since Silver Season 2. Marsky, of course, a 3-time Grand Prix winner in this championship. Craig R has never won a Grand Prix in ALR, is 8th position. 9th is Luke, he is a Grand Prix winner. 10th is Starsted, a multi-podium sitter. Moving 11th, Smithfield Mighty 12th. Astra, and John in 30th position. Slayer and Swan Shacks 14th and 15th for the Mercedes-Benz. 16th is Donovan Dan, former runner-up. Donna the Don 17th, Albi 18th, Real Ashton 19th, and 19 cars disqualified is Albi, but luckily I think that's just getting a bit overzealous on the grid. 5 sets of lights are on then. Here in Spain, is it going to rain in Spain? Go, go, go! And is everyone gone away? Wow! It looks better than the 2001 Spanish Grand Prix. And Metron Valve is already up into second position, but Rocket Lee has had the perfect start. And Jinner trying to go on the inside, and he'll have the outside for turn 2. But he has someone scampered off the road. I think that's Luke who's scampered off the road in his first start for the Aston Martin car. Kian on the outside, as he done his Fernando Alonso-esque start he has for the Ferrari. But he's dropped down into 4th position there. But on the outside there, Jinner's got the grip. On the inside goes Dan as well. As there's a very clean and a very well-behaved start here. Serious Mushroom and Jinner are going side by side. They're there's three abreast. They're knocking each other there. Jenner almost off the circuit. He's gone wide. And now Serious Mushroom's through as well. Jenner's had a horrendous start here in the Spanish Grand Prix. Down 5 positions in 7th position. Hello to you, Kiki. Welcome to the stream, my good sir. Rocker, as Moomin is saying good luck to everyone there. So Serious Mushroom on the inside, but Jenner's gone on the outside and trying to recover some of the place he has lost so far. That one is almost completed here in Spain. Here's Rocket Lee from his first hour pole position leads the Grand Prix. And look at that, 7/10 of a second already. DRS will be available on this lap now then. So there it is, lap one completed, 7/10 of a second then between the front two cars there. But I think it's Metran Volfu and Kian then who are going to be very interesting. Serious Mushroom is blasted past Jenner. Jenner is down 5 positions. A horrific start there for Jenner, of course, who is on the front row of the grid. He's one of the only drivers that has started on the soft tires. Smithy Almighty's on the opposite start. He's been superb. He's up into 4th position then. 4 places off from the start at the moment then. As Rocket Lee leads 2nd position is Metron Valve with Kian in 3rd position. Dan 4th. Marshall on the soft compound tires. 2nd in the World Championship is 5th. 6th position is Serious Mushroom with Jenner 7th. Smithy Almighty 8th. Craig are in 9th. And Moomin completes the top 10 at this moment in time. Of course, the top 10 it does score the points these days. It's almost like free candy at the shop, isn't it, these days? Back in my day, there it was only the top 6 that scored there, but that's because it was a bit more brutal in Formula 1, and also reliability was appalling back then as well. And reliability in ALR and Formula 1 has been very good this season. Rocket Lee is currently in the moment. I think Smith Almighty has Luke on the outside here of Moomin. Moomin now is going to try and find the inside contact there between the two cars. Whoa, Craig are out of snake, and no, great goodness me, and Moomin has pushed Luke off the circuit. Oh my goodness me, or did Luke should have backed off there? I think that Luke probably feels that he deserves a bit more space there. Moomin probably thought that Luke was going to back off, but unfortunately that's not ideal at all. Jenner's down to 8th now, from 2nd on the grid down to 8th on lap 3, but not all doom and gloom yet there for Jenner, of course. Jenner needs to score some major points tonight. That has to be the aim for the Haas driver. The driver leading the World Championship at the moment is Dan. He is in 4th there. Marsky right underneath the gearbox of his championship rival. 46 points separates the two drivers. And Craig R is now trying to go on the outside as well. The hard tires still haven't warmed up yet. Oh, thank goodness gracious me. Jenner is free falling here as Craig R tried to go on the outside there, but Jenner cuts across the Red Bull and is still in 8th position there. But Jenner is going to be feeling very vulnerable here as we go through Cox Corner. DRS and of course, goodness me, it's getting very frightful in the back there. And we got 4 cars here reminiscent of the Kevin Magnussen Alex Albon battle in the Dutch Grand Prix a few days ago. Hello everyone, welcome. By the way, then of course, if you just joined us, give the old stream a like and all that kind of jazz. And in the description as well, if you want to have any track 3D prints, there is a link in the description. And of course, if you also want some ALR merchandise as well, if you want the groovy, then of course go to the description as well. Craig R on the outside of Jenner with DRS, but Jenner is repelled the attack nicely, but Craig R on the inside now, but Jenner's not having any of it there. Oh, but a banging wheels there, bish bash bosh there, as I used to say in FIFA Street there, but on the outside goes Craig R. Yellow flag then. Luke is off the circuit. Moomin is off the circuit as well, as both drivers have already come to blows with each other, and Jenner and Craig are fighting here. They're quite hard indeed then, but Craig R has the medium tires and has the purchase, has the grip, has the performance up into 8th position there. And my word then, some kind of shenanigan has gone on there. Moomin down into 19th position there. Luke is dropped down into 14th then, but them two did come to blows earlier on in the lap then, as Kian is now got past Met Ronvalv. Met Ronvalv. Goodness me, short out Sean there. As now flicking into the final turn as well, then accelerates away. And I think that Kian is really going to put pressure on the kicks out, but now Craig R has dropped down 2 positions there, as it looks like it's a dead heat there. It is a dead heat there, but Kian might be able to break later. Not quite into turn 1. Now we've got a bit of a conga line here. Hungry Stars has got past Jenner as well. There's something wrong with Jenner because Stars has got those hard tires working to absolute perfection out there, whilst the other Haas driver has gone from 2nd to 9th. A terrible start for Jenner, but do not panic then. Do not panic yet, I would say, for Jenner. However, it's easy for me to say up here in my lovely toasty comms box here. Rocket Lee is still leading, doing a good job there. Teammate of Marsky is in 5th position, but in terms of Constructors, RB is 25 points away from the Alpine in the Constructors Championship. Alpine have been very good over the years in bronze, haven't they? They've been a really good team indeed, then a team to beat normally more often than not. RB, first season in Formula 1, first season in a bronze as well. A very good team they are indeed there. However, this team is now sandwiching 1st to 5th position. In the meat of that sandwich is Dan, Kian, and Metron who's in 2nd position there. I apologise so badly then to Med Ranvov because I'm completely ruining his gamer tag then, which is Shock and 17. However, he ain't gonna care at the moment because they take the lead in the kick. Sauber passes Rocket Lee, and Kian wants to get 2 for 2 here up the inside, passes Rocket Lee. Jobs are good on there for the Ferrari driver. Jenner trying to retake the position, passes teammate. Also, Craig R is back in the points. Well, did not see what happened to Craig R, but Swanshanks and Craig are dancing for position for 9th and 10th, 10th and 11th position, and then on board then over the shoulder here with the Alpine driver of Dan, who is just sitting, waiting in the wings. And as we mentioned, Dan, who has been very consistent so far this season, he really has indeed, Dan. Of course, may not have been the quickest driver there, no disrespect to Dan, but he's had 7 podiums in 8 Grand Prix starts there this season alone. So I would say the race lead then has been taken over, and we've cut back then as Metronov has lost 2 positions and make that 3. What's happened there to the King Sauber? He's touring, and there's issues then. What's going on then? Oh no, yes, and he's back in the lead. Oh goodness gracious me! Whoa, that is quite some ropey Wi-Fi there from the Kick Sauber. Goodness gracious me! Whoa, now Kian is back through. I'm not sure if that is legit or not then, but that Kick Sauber is struggling for connection, and now unfortunately, no, he's back in the lead then. That's going to be very difficult to race against, unfortunately. I don't think Matt Rotten knows about the issues that he's got at the moment there. Unfortunately, the rest of the drivers can see them darting about there. Kiki loves it. It's a bit of a magic show here tonight. A race and a magic show here in Spain. It's the great Houdini. However, we are in Spain, not Italy then. Otherwise, I would have been quite fit in there, which I would have been very proud of myself. Unfortunately, though, that has been let down like a damp squib. Or is it squid? I never know. Let's take stock. We're on lap 7 of 33 here. And hopefully we can sit back and relax for the minute because it's going to kind of calm down here. Oh, Metronov is off the circuit and it cocks corner and he's parked the car. What's happened? And the kicks out, we're trying to get going. I think that's frustration there for the kicks. No, he's back in 6th position, or he's back in front of Smithy there. Oh my goodness gracious me. He's playing mind games there, is Metron. He certainly is. He's thrown me a couple of times. Kian now leads then by 7 tenths a second for Rocket League. Dan in 3rd, Marsky in 4th. So Dan is going to keep an eye on this gap now. But having said that, Dan is going to be more concerned about Marsky. He's got a 46-point lead in the World Drivers' Championship, which I should have gone through earlier on. But I was so pumped up about the Colin Pinto news, and also about the most silly thing that I've read. It's not silly. It's a really good achievement, isn't it, really? But however, I'm just a child. Just watching Styles going on the outside of Craig R. And where is Swanshanks? There he is! Oh, on the outside, he tries to go, but Craig R cuts across the Mercedes driver and stays in 10th position there. But this is going to get very fraught indeed. So, Jinner, now when are the hard tires going to come back into the window? We have been surmising, well, I say I've been surmising, which is probably the wrong surmisation, if that's a word. Craig R up the inside there. Unfortunately, though, he has really hurt the momentum, and Swanshanks fought about it. And the years of experience for Swanshanks, he decided better of it and backed out of that move there. That's what experience buys you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, fitted to Swanshanks' 78th Grand Prix start in bronze, and that's exactly what the experience gives you. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then I wonder what the FIA's stance is on teleportation. Ted Tango saying, welcome to the stream, Ted Tango. I haven't seen you for a while. Good stuff to have you in the comment section as well. I love the fact you've changed your name to Ted Tango. Rocket Lee, who's currently leading this way. To be honest, FIA will probably just say it's a racing incident and brush it under the carpet. To be honest, there we go. I'm sure they do a fine job, don't they, the race stewards. There we go. We're just watching the top four at the moment. So Marsky soft tires, I must say, are hanging on absolutely delightfully well at the moment. Team Keon then Thunder saying good evening to you, Thunder as well, who's also in the stream then at the moment. Keon is leading this. No, he isn't. He's second at the moment. Come on, Sean. Then pay attention, my good sir. It was good. And hi to the best commentator in the world. Thank you very much, Thunder. I will slip you a fiver later on then, which I don't think that's your currency, to be honest, is it? But we might be able to. I'm not sure what the British pound is compared to the other currency in the world. On board there with Keon once again then into 12 and 13, or was it 13 and 14? I cannot count above 10. That's why Austria next week is going to suit me down to the ground. Albeit I still argue there's only 8 turns on that circuit, not 10. But never mind. Oh my word! And Keon takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. Repasses Rocket League. Serious Mushroom has lost out to Metronov, who's up into 5th position now. Serious Mushroom down to 6th. We've got pit stop action. Swanshanks on lap 9 on the medium tyres then is back into the pits now. Well, he's not back in the pits. This is the first time he's been in the pits. There's a movement, not happy with the issues that happened on earlier on between himself and I assume it was Luke in the Aston Martin there, but we did not see the rest of it on stream there as well. Those hards look absolutely terrible. Losing time, Ted Tanger is saying. I'm absolutely beside myself about the reason why those hard tyres are so appalling at the moment there. It's just not working out for Jenner at all. Do you think it's because of how dull it is today? And it's a very overcast day. However, I must say that this is a Farf lobby, and we've got to be very happy because in a Farf lobby, normally it is absolute raining cats and dogs as Dan and Rocket League. And Rocket League there is not yielding there. My word, there Rocket League had a bit of a swapper out of 12, I think that was. And then Dan tried to have a sniff there, but slammed the door shut there, Rocket League. Maybe that was a bit too late on the maybe a bit too late there from Rocket League's point of view, potentially there. But luckily, I'm not a steward, so that's just my opinion. And everyone has an opinion. Everyone has a nose or an opinion or whatever the saying goes. Like, there we go then. As it just on board at the moment then, as we're just going into turn 4 now, is Marsky on the soft compound tyres. 1.5 seconds is the gap at the moment then, as Rocket Lee's mistake has unfortunately cost him majorly here, and because of that then he is now out of the DRS range, and Keon is now off and into the distance. The Ferrari driver is compared to the RB as we go into turn 9 and at Cox Corner here, and we go down into turn number 10, and as you can see I think that is gold dust for Keon. I think he's going to be off and away now, isn't he? The man who's won 2 Grand Prix in his career, one last time out in Canada in fine style indeed there for the Ferrari team. Ferrari are starting to really hit the heights there as well, and with Smithy Almighty driving the second Ferrari then, who won the Constructors with Brooksy last season, I think it's looking fine and dandy then, isn't it, for the Italian team. Into the pits comes Medronov, who's as I keep pronouncing his name wrong. Marsky's up into 3rd position there, and almost into the back of Dan. Probably not almost at all really, but it looks like a mere mortal to me. That looks very close indeed then. Lap 12 out of 33 here then, just over quarter distance. So we've had 2 drivers in the pit so far. Swanshanks on the hard compound tyres there, as is the Kick Sauber, the super sub of Medronov in the who's subbing in there tonight for Sickersbuck, who's on holiday this week and enjoying themselves, I am sure of it there, which is good stuff indeed there for Sickersbuck. I must admit I'm a little envious there, so I would love to be on holiday. Having said that, I probably would not like to be on holiday in Spain or anywhere like that, probably more of the Antarctica or Greenland actually. I'd love to go to Iceland actually, because Iceland has got some amazing views indeed, hasn't it? We shall have a Grand Prix around Iceland. Right, Keon there is still, the gap is 1.5 seconds. He hasn't scampered away, has he? But now he's got a gap. He doesn't need to worry about that. And now he can do a bit of harvesting here. And into the pits comes the pole sitter, Rocket Lead, and this time he avoids the pit wall there, albeit the AI was the cause for that incident there. So Rocket Lead into the pits now, going for the undercut. Smithy Almighty in the pits as well. I think Smithy Almighty realised his teammate was in the pits there. And now then they are going to, as yellow flag, what has happened there? It's an Aston Martin. It's the debutante, it's Astra John who's having issues there. Recovering now, the Aston Martin driver. It's damage, there's a lot of damage there. But carrying on nonetheless. Well, Astra John has to carry on because he's on the hard tyres unless he wants to skip to the... Unless he wants to skip to the medium tyres, but I think it's too early. Who's that? Don's going off the circuit then. Still on soft tyres, Don is. Those soft tyres doing a fantastic job out there tonight. Rocket Lee up into 11th at the moment. Good stuff indeed there for Rocket Lee then. Albi up into a superb 10th position. Great stuff indeed there for Albi. Currently the gap at the front is just under a second now. That's looking very tight indeed between Dynamite Dan and Albi, who is looking very much impressive at the moment. Ted Tango, robust is an understatement. I think that was a comment in terms of I think it was Rocket Lee and Dan a few laps ago. We have also got as well as Iceland's a great place, man. Thunder is saying that. I've only seen it on the Google sphere, to be fair, but it does look amazing. Into the pits comes the race leader Key, and then who will be going on to the hard tires, I'm sure, if it ain't even at half distance yet in the Spanish Grand Prix. Don of the Dons is off the circuit. He's using the old section of the circuit there, which he's right in the front of Smithy Almighty. Smithy Almighty's not going to be impressed with that. That might be a dangerous rejoin there. However, Don the Dons does get out of the way now, but Smithy Almighty will not be too impressed with that, and maybe reporting that to the stewards, and depends on where he comes out in this race. But I think this race is going to be very much about... it's going to be very much about then, of course, 10-second penalty as well for Don Dons. It's going to be very much about then who's going to be there at the end there. Kiki, as we got some Latifi, Latifi emojis in there as well. I think we might have to put some Logan Sargent emojis in there as well a bit later on then. As unfortunately, of course, any F1 fans out there, unfortunately, Logan Sargent has lost his seat there, and it has been given to Colapinto, which... I've seen him in F2 and a bit in F3, and I must say, I didn't really think he did too much in F2 and F3. Having said that, when Lando Norris first came into F1 in the McLaren team, I was like, I wasn't too, don't get me wrong, it was great to see a British driver, but I must say, I wasn't expecting too much from Lando Norris, to be honest, because I didn't think he'd done much in the lower formulas. I think he finished third in F2, but, well, how wrong was I? Because Lando Norris is absolutely incredible in F1 at the moment. Into the pits there, that's medium tyres for Marsky then, that's just over half distance. That should be just fine then. So these hard tyres then, just as Ted Tango was saying earlier on, the hard tyres are just not going anywhere in this race. It's been a appalling race tyre so far, and maybe Marsky is going to be the man on the move now. Marsky is on the medium tyres, that's the only driver. Don Dodds also got medium tyres as well. Lawson is greater. Yes. I want Liam Lawson in that car. I think Liam Lawson should have been in that Williams personally. Having said that, though, I wonder if Liam Lawson might be lined up to replace one of the Red Bull RB cars. But then again, I can't see Ricciardo going to Red Bull because he hasn't really done much in terms of driving for the RB this season. I'd have thrown Tsunoda in the car personally. He's done very well this season. He really has indeed done. But I think it's just a lack of options that the Red Bull camp has at the moment. Unfortunately, go back a couple of years ago, they were full of talent, weren't they? They had Jean-Eric Verne, Sebastian Buemi. Goodness gracious me. I do think that Jean-Eric Verne did deserve another crack at F1. It was such a shame. Into the pits comes Luke then. So Luke then, who was in third position there, just got overtaken by Kian. Here comes Marsky then on the fresher, medium and quicker tyre. And look at that then, Rocket Lee only down in sixth position there and already 2 seconds back. And that is crucial. The DRS around here is crucial. There is two DRS zones around the circuit on the start-finish straight and on the back straight. Cox Corner down into turn 10. No retirement so far. Fantastic stuff indeed halfway through. Perez doesn't deserve a seat. No, he don't. To be fair, I think Perez did a good job in 2021. He did a fine job in 2022. 2023, I think he was lucky to keep his seat. And this season, I think if he does not perform well in Italy, and then Singapore, isn't it? There's Singapore, and then Azerbaijan, and then there's another break week, isn't there? I think he's got three races to save his Red Bull career, to be honest with you. And then I think that it might be curtains, but again, then who are they going to replace him with? To be honest, the only obvious option, and it feels like from the outside, is Daniel Ricciardo. But he hasn't been great either, has he? Kian must give DRS the down to defend like a lion, Thunder is saying. Oh, so that's interesting there. So Kian, and look at that, he's actually done that as well then, Kian, I said. So Kian wants to make sure that Marsky does not get past Dan because he's on the medium tires. That is the reason behind Thunder's logic there, is that I think that Thunder is concerned about Marsky on the medium tires, which is quicker at this point, and I think is a better race tire. If you looked at the two Haas cars, the hard tire has been appalling today compared to the medium rubber. As case in point, they're only 3 seconds up the road from Kian and Dan. So that is what that Kian's got to do. Keep Dan in this DRS, which is very counterproductive, isn't it? But it's very odd indeed that this is a very strategical race. I love my strategical races on a Tuesday. We haven't had much of these since last season. Remember Brooksy, Kiki, and Jay Hings are the top 3, very much strategic all the way through the season. Last season, goodness gracious me, it was very much big brain time for me, and that's so bad, which I do not like doing on a Tuesday, I must admit. As long as it's not a Thursday, though. If anyone gets that reference, I am very happy indeed that as we flick in to turn 13 and 14. Red Bull is losing the constructors, losing the championship because Perez is underperforming. Absolutely. To be fair, though, to Perez, is it just Max Verstappen outperforming the Red Bull car, do you reckon then? Is Perez underperforming, or is Max Verstappen overperforming, or both? Or is it both, actually? Is Max Verstappen doing such a good job in Red Bull, and Perez should be doing a better job potentially? Very interesting indeed. Marsky then is all over the gearbox. We got Ted Tango with a insight in just a few moments' time as well then. But before we go down to Ted Tango, but on the comments, great to patch Ted Tango or Knowlesy or he's going at the inside or Farf or Smith and Mighty in then. But unfortunately, we can't do that at the moment. But maybe one day in the future, as Marsky going up the inside, Dan there repels the attack nicely out of Farf corner. Of course, famous because Farf had the most pathetic of crashes that I've ever seen on the game. Out of Cox corner, it was so pathetic, Farf can't even remember. Must have rattled his brain as we go into turn 10 and 11. I don't know why I say turn 10 and 11, that's what was on the track map last season. Ted Tango then. Right, have I got time to read this out then? Look at this then, there's the top 5 now really condensed up. The thing with Perez's pace is the true pace of the car though. I think Red Bull's strategy of designing a car around one guy is coming back to bite him, and that isn't even working at the moment now. As into the pits comes Styles then on the hard tyres there. And yes, so of course, yeah, Red Bull, we all know that then, because the Red Bull is very much designed by Max Verstappen. Perez there is trying his damnedest, isn't he? But I do think Verstappen, though, is really showing his talent as well. But that's a very fair comment, isn't it, there, about Perez driving a car which does not suit him too much, though, doesn't it? Kian must save his earth, says Thunder. As, of course, we'll have a look at Kian in just a few moments, but he's all over the gearbox of Jinner. This is not going to help now, because this is now slowing up Kian, which means Dan and Marsky are now, and look at that then, Marsky's all over the gearbox of Dan. Lap 19 then. How long are those medium tyres going to last then? Is the question I've got then. On board now then, as he's going on the outside there, but Jinner's not going to make it easy. Jinner's having a horror show of a race then. Of course, on the front row, hasn't pitted yet, but Jinner's hard tyres on this first stint has been an absolute nightmare. And I think that Jinner then is going to be absolutely scratching his head then, because something's gone really wrong today. And I'm wondering, it's a very similar issue that happened in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, where Jinner came to the pits and just had no pace. And now here comes Kian, and he's going for the lead here. Unfortunately, on separate strategies now. Dan then going on the outside as well, but Jinner then, as Jinner staying on the inside. He's not going to have much grip then. And look at that then, the reminiscence of the, oh goodness gracious me, and Jinner is going to have to back out. Marsky's going to go up and under. Marsky then needs to start taking points out of Dan here. However, that's not the case at the moment now. And actually, Jinner has helped Dan here because he's now holding up the RB car then. We're now going up and under as Jenner has not got any other traction there. And now Marsky up into third position. Strong performance from Marsky. Was very much lost at sea as Jenner's off the circuit there. So there's a bit of contact between the two cars. And I think that Jenner's tires really well past it. And I think just kind of escalated the lack of grip that the Haas car had there. But it's just compounds the misery that Jenner has had today. Lap 20 out of 33 in this race. Thank you very much. This is so good for Dan and Kian then. It certainly is, and it's not good for Marsky. Marsky is through now. Marsky now is going to start to put his toe down once again. Lap 20 out of 33. Coming up to 2/3 race distance in this Grand Prix. Kian is set the fast up of the race set. Leads the Grand Prix at the moment with Dan second. Third position is Marsky. Marsky is coming at him like a freight train on the outside. Goodness gracious me. He wasn't stopping. Dan wasn't stopping Marsky coming through there. Marsky there, goodness me. As the car looks a bit out of sorts, so coming out of turn 3 there, but goodness gracious me. Marsky absolutely firing on all cylinders and now rocketed away from Dan on lap 21 out of 33. Fourth position is Rocket Lee. Fifth position is Mehran, then who's I think I've read his name in the comments there, so I'm going to stick with that. As Mehran is catching 2 in the Kick Sabus. Fifth position at the moment there, 4.1 seconds back. Jenner in sixth position is not pitted yet. I wonder if Jenner is going for as Don has left the session there. That's not ideal. Jenner is staying out there and goal hanging. Serious Mushroom. Oh dear, that's not good. We've lost the host and we've lost Don. It's because we got Dan as well. Goodness me. Dear, oh dear. Right. Jenner 6, Serious Mushroom in 7th position moment. Back on board now with Dan, who is still in DRS range there. But look, Kian's actually found 0.5 of a second on this lap compared to the last lap. Incredible. 6th position, Jenner. 7th position, Serious Mushroom. 8th position is Moomin. Great drive for Moomin, but Moomin has not pitted like Jenner. 9th position is Smithy Almighty. 10th position is Craig R. 11th is Styles on the medium tyres. 12th is Luke, who's made his return to the Aston Martin. Swan Shanks in 13th. 14th position, Moomin in the pits now. 14th is Dynamo Dan, 15th is Albi, 16th is Slayer. Astra John then unfortunately had a cropper earlier on this race and damaged his front wing, but what could have been there for Astra John on his debut, strong performance. Donald the Don's in 18th position, Real Ashton Army down in 19th position there, but once again improvement all over that. It's been very good indeed then for Real Ashton there, and hats off to him for keeping going then as we come out of the Cox corner. I think Jenner uses Todd Charles setups, good for quali, not good for the race, says Big Al. I used to use those as well, but now I've got luckily I've got a teammate who's very much the Nicky Lauder of ALR, who knows how to tinker and set up the cars. So that's what I've been trying to do. Unfortunately, I am no Carlos Reutemann. I am certainly no Jean Lacey or anyone like that. Unfortunately, I'm certainly no Mika Hakkinen, David Coulthard, or anyone like that. Marsky's dropped back down to third position. Now into the pits comes Jenner from fifth position or from sixth position. So unfortunately, I'm more of a Jean-Denis Delatraz, if anyone remembers that Swiss gentleman from 1995 in the Pacific. Very slow driver indeed then, Jean-Denis Delatraz. I think that his son Louis Delatraz drove an F2 for a time being, much quicker than his dad then. But yes, I must say I am very reminiscent of Jean-Denis Delatraz. Through Dan out to DRS. Thunder is saying LAN cable just unplugged. Farf is saying I think Farf's got a ghost in his accommodation. As Marsky is all over the back of Dan once again. But Kian there, he's going for 2 Grand Prix wins in a row now. Looking very much on fine Vettel at the moment, isn't he? Good stuff indeed there. I won with a time trial setup. Mumford is saying that Mumford on a superb season in silver at the moment, isn't it? And I think the Mumford won yesterday as well. Maybe. I can't remember to be honest. I just remember the last lap crash there, which absolutely was quite impactful to say the least, wasn't it? We've also got, that's your fault then, that's your fault, Farf, Ted Tango is saying, absolutely. As Jen's got a 3-second penalty, yellow flag, is what something's gone wrong for Craig R. And Craig R, that's a heartbreak for the Red Bull driver, because they was in quite a nice, comfortable zone here, but unfortunately that issue has now put him into the clutches of Luke, who potentially could get some more points points here. We're still looking at this battle here as there's a very close battle between Astra John and LB here. Calls two drivers, two reserve drivers, and maybe the future of ALR fighting them tooth and nail for 15th and 16th position here. Out of turn 14, and I'm sweating profusely here. And across the line then they come then. Astra John has DRS, and I don't think LB can defend too much. Then is the medium shot. John then getting past, cuts across. No, great defending there from LB. That's fantastic. But Astra John then staying on the outside, and great manoeuvre up into 15th position now. But I think that the hard runner of nobody's come back at him. LB, this is great racing. There's no points on the board for these potentially for these two drivers, but my goodness me, they're enjoying themselves out there tonight, and they're great driving indeed. I love that. Fantastic indeed. We're going back to this battle for second and third then, which is for a podium position at the moment though. But Marsky is in second position there. They are homing in on Kian, but it's still outside the DRS detection zone, which means that Kian is still going to be very happy at the moment there. Is just on board in front of the best situation for Kian is that Dan fights Marsky, and at the moment they are doing so, aren't they? They are fighting quite precariously whilst trying to keep that DRS very much in sight. Whoa, it's Craig struggling to slow the car down. Through goes Luke and up into ninth position. This is a great recovery job from Luke after him and I think it was Moomin had contact on the opening couple laps. So Moomin down in 13th now. Luke is in ninth position, and unfortunately both drivers said have had a bit of a nightmare. Here comes Slayer now up into 16th position. Slayer is also, whoa, is LB almost into the back of the Mercedes. Slayer up into 16th position, back at the front then. It is still over the DRS detection zone is still very much out of clutches at the moment there. As they're just on board then. Merad and Kian at the moment. Thunder is loving it. Good lad, John. Then cracking racing champion saying, I love it indeed. Don the Dons, maybe an invite. Oh gosh, Farf is not in here, is he? Now going down into turn one there for Dan then, and through he goes. Hang on, how do I... Let me have a... Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can get Donna the Dons back into this session. There they are. How do we invite? 1 second. I've never done this before, to be honest. I can invite to a party. How do I invite to the game then? No. Oh dear. Oh, let's go to invite. Oh, I got some new friend requests. Fantastic. Right then. There's Donna Don's invite. Good stuff. Right, there we go. Goodness me. So hopefully Don Dons will come back in now. I'm getting good at that. Marsky in third position at this moment in time. Kian just needs to keep Marsky out of DRS range. Thunder is saying that. So Marsky, so Thunder thinks that Marsky is the major factor in this one. 11 lap old hard medium tires compared to 11 lap old hard tires at this moment. Then use the game to invite. Make thank you very much, Thunder. Yes. Let's just say this is why I'm not allowed to be the host, because I may be the hostess with the mostest, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Marsky's through and back up into second position now. Slayer is now all over the back of Ashton John then. Great battling, by the way. I love that battle. We're going to take stock on lap 27 out of 33. Only two drivers with penalties, Jinner and Don of the Dons, unfortunately. Why have you got cross-play enabled? I don't know. So, I've always had it enabled. Mr. on board with Dan. Am I in trouble, Farf? A box with a controller where you just where you just were then. Box with a controller where you just were is the way where you just were then. To see how bad the hards are at the start then. Stars had has had a decent Grand Prix. Yes, and now he's up into 7th position now indeed then. I apologise, chappers, I completely misread your chat there. Shocking stuff. Marsky then. So as Thunder said then, this is going to be for all the marbles now then. This is for the Grand Prix win then. 5 laps to go, give or take. It's actually more than 5 laps, isn't it? DRS still tantalisingly out of range for Marsky. Is the medium tyres there all but finished now then, as a Thunder is willing the two drivers on of Kian and Mehran, who's currently down in 19th. I'm not sure if I believe that or not, as I'm wondering if there might be a connection issue there, unfortunately. Astra, as in Vauxhall. Thank you, chappers. To be fair, I keep calling him Aston because he's in the Aston Martin. So I think that's Farf's fault. You know how easy it is for me to get tongue tied. So that's Farf just giving me a rib, I think. Stars over 2-6 position there, but Astra John then doing a good job in 14th position there. Mevrand is back up into 5th position. Do love having new drivers. The only problem is the pronunciation there. But having said that, I can't even pronounce my own name most of the time. Lap 28 then. Kian leads by 1.1 seconds then from Marsky in 2nd position. Dan in 3rd position. That's the top 3 at the moment. Rocket Lee, our pole sitter, in 4th position. Mehran in 5th position there. Serious Mushman, a very quiet day in 6th there. But I think the Serious Mush would be happy with that. 7th position Stars there. As we heard from Ted Tango, doing a great job in the Haas car in 7th position there. Smithfield Mighty in 8th position. Luke, great drive in 9th position is Davey for the Aston Martin. Jenner has recovered into the top 10. Yellow flag for someone out there is winning the blue cars. It could be a number of 4 teams there. Draw of the day is in there now, so get your votes in there. Of course, there I must say I would say wait until the very end there. What a job from Kian. Where is Kian for draw of the day? What happened to Mehrad? He was 6th position there. He is Persian then, as your pronunciation correct, mate. Fantastic stuff indeed. Oh. Oh, hang on, and now all the Dan is now in DRS then, along with Marsky as well. Oh my goodness me! But now this is going to get very interesting indeed. Then we still got no retirements with 4 laps to go in this race. I absolutely bow down to all these drivers out there. It's been a tough race this one is there, and hats off to everyone that is stuck with it as well as it is. It's been a very tough race. I should know, as I had a tough race here last week there. But I do blame Farf for breaking my front nose cone there. I don't think it was Farf's fault, but however, Farf was in the facility, so I have to blame him. LB's got a 3-second penalty. Kian is now in DRS detection zone of Dan, but I'm wondering if he's doing a bit of harvesting then on lap 30 now. 4 laps to go then. DRS is now on for Dan, and it's Kian. Look at that then. Kian is also harvesting as well. You can see the red light flashing in the foreground in that Ferrari, and they are coming now for Kian. Oh, goodness gracious me. Just because you're winning doesn't mean you get drawn today. It's all about how the race is going. I want to vote Kian then. Oh, sugar, he's got DRS, says Thunder. Not ideal, is it there? And oh my word, that I think the medium tires are still quite sprightly on the RB of Marsky as well. There's Rocket Lee, only 3 seconds in the background there for Rocket Lee then. So do not count out Rocket Lee. That's a very wide line for Dan, and he's out of DRS there, which is music to the ears of Kian then, going for his 3rd Grand Prix win of his career. Marsky then, I think that the problem with Marsky is when he gets past, he cannot get out of DRS then, which means that they are fighting, and it is allowing Kian to keep this position, but I do think that Kian has enough in reserve as well. Yeah, indeed, and of course, unless, of course, as Sir Smursham likes to say, unless you're Welsh Maldonado, of course, Drive of the Day is down to how the performance has been in the Grand Prix, of course, there. But to be honest, you're only allowed to pick 4 drivers for Drive of the Day, and it's probably one of the hardest decisions that the admins have to make all week. When I'm allowed to pick, which is very rare, to be honest, it's the most difficult decision I certainly have to make, because sometimes there's 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers there. I mean, to be fair, if I think that Kian would certainly be in the vote then if he was allowed 5 or 6 drivers there. Really good stuff indeed. P1 and P5 Thunder saying, what a race, let's go, it's been fantastic. But now Marsky is back in the detection zone then, with just 2 laps to go in this Spanish Grand Prix. And my word, then this could have major implementations there for the Grand Prix. And the race is coming up then. Of course, this is round 10 out of 24. We ain't even at half distance in this season yet. It's a long old slog, this one is. So Kian then, who is a bit further back in the championship. Let's take a look at Kian at the moment there. Kian in the championship is about 66 points away from the Dan, the championship leader. Marsky is currently 46 away from the championship leader, Dan. So at the moment, they're both outscoring Dan. And of course, these points could potentially be helpful as we go into the final showdown in Abu Dhabi in about 14 races time there. Goodness me, I remember when F1 just used to be a full championship of 14 races back in the 80s and early 90s. Goodness gracious me. Wow. I appreciate everyone that's joined us today, by the way, for the stream. Fantastic stuff indeed. Keep your likes coming in. That's been fantastic stuff indeed. And it's been the perfect way to take the lead. And Gorski has taken the lead in the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's now then on lap 32 then. And as the tyres finished on Kian, then the hard tyres have not been very good at all today. And Jenner, I think, is off the circuit. He is off the circuit. Craigar is back in there as well. And Morski has taken the lead then with just 2 laps remaining in this Spanish Grand Prix. We're going to have a photo finish here. Oh my goodness gracious me. Marski still making those mediums work after 16 laps is rather impressive. Then he decides to go for it. Will be interesting. Ted Tango is saying, I think he wrote that just as Marski went for the Grand Prix lead on lap 32 out of 33. As we got pit stops, and I think it's for fastest laps and things like that. Then Marski, what has he got left in the he's got 57% battery left. Kian has got 61%. How are they harvesting so much? That on 50%. That's incredible stuff indeed. Though for those mediums are there. No, it's Don says not having indeed. Come on, Kian Thunder saying Kian needs to show what he's capable of and going down the back straight. And now he's got DRS and we're on board the front and he goes for a lead then on the final lap of the Spanish Grand Prix and he takes the lead then. Dan is having a sniff as well. But Morski has dropped down into second number was Morski got left then with just less than a lap to go here. Then there's going to be one more DRS detection point at turn 9, 10 and 11 here. Oh my word there. Of course, Marcy's got to stay within DRS. He's got to also make sure that those medium tyres are there. Something's happened for one of the Red Bull drivers. I don't know which one it is. Hopefully it's not Craigar, but I think it is. Swanshanks could be on the cusp of getting some points said for the Mercedes team. I don't think Swanshanks got a point earlier on this season. I can't remember the last time where Swanshanks finished in the top 10, but he's doing a superb job here tonight then. Oh my goodness gracious me then. As we're down the back straight then, and I think Kian has just got just about enough. Is Marski going for it? Not quite then. And I think that's the last chance then. Of course, so we have seen in previous race around here now where if you go to sleep around here, you can lose position there. I think, but can Kian, he's just 2 corners away from home then. This is the last corner, and Kian has got out of the final corner, and Kian wins the Spanish Grand Prix. What an incredible race there. And wow, hats off to, as we got an Alpine off, and hats off there to Kian Marski and Dan. What a drive from the top 3. And magnificent stuff for Marski there too. Keep those medium tyres there in check after 19 laps. Dan and Kian there. Brilliant performance indeed. How do they keep Marski behind there after all those laps on the medium tyres is beyond me. What a performance indeed then from the top 3. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. Come on, says Thunder. Ted Tango went for it a lap too early. Kian says with that then. Lovely stuff indeed. Congratulations to the top 3. Could have had P3 if as a reserve didn't fight too hard there. Rocket League very disappointing indeed. And Serious Mushroom not happy indeed then as was a little bit of profanity there. But Rocket League will take P4, and Rocket League, of course, getting his first pole position of his career as well earlier on in tonight's Grand Prix event, and which is superb stuff indeed then. Whew. Well, I think I've earned my cup of tea, haven't I, after this race? Fantastic stuff indeed then. All 19 drivers that started this race have finished this race as well, so hats off indeed then. I'm not sure Don is still in the car. Well, he's not actually, so he may not get a classification, unfortunately, for Don Donza. But Kian punches the air, 3-time Grand Prix winner here in Spain. Fantastic there for Kian. And I think he is now a major player in the championship. Dan is going to be concerned about the Ferrari driver now, surely, as well as Marski. Those 2 drivers that have really been a major factor then. Woof. As I sweat, as I wipe the sweat away from my brow, all I've been doing is just standing here watching it. So I don't know how the drivers are feeling. There's a lot of contentious comments in the comment section here tonight. There's been a couple of clashes, haven't there, between Jinner and Moomin, for example. Serious Mushroom not happy with some of the connections out there as well. We'll take a look at all that. Well, the Fire will take a look at all that whilst I I am going to turn in for the night then. But before I do so, I got some drivers to chat to. I've also got to take you through the final classification from round 10 of the Spanish Grand Prix here in ALR Bronze. Kian, three-time Grand Prix winner now, and is a major factor now in the championship. Marski in second position outscored Dan Dan and has shrunk the lead ever so slightly, but it still points towards Marski. Dan Dan in third position there. Once again, another podium, eight podiums in 9 races. Rocket League, great pole position and great drive today. Merad in 5th position there. Serious Mushroom in 6th. Hungry Stars, great drive to 7th. Smithfield Monte, Vluka on his Aston Martin debut 9th, and Craig in 10th position. Swan Shanks, one of the best drivers we have seen in a long time. Astra John in 12th position, not Aston. Albi 13th, great stuff. Moving fast up. Jinner, Dynamo Dan, Slayer, and Real Ashton. They completes the top 19. And Donald Donta, unfortunately, Don Donta was not classified unless he did get back in the car. So I apologise profusely here. And let's quickly talk to the drivers, shall we? Because I think if I'm famished, I'm not sure what the driver's going to do. Kian, they're not in the set, not in the lobby at the moment. So we're going to chat to the man who is third today, which is Dan Dan. And Dan Dan, I must say that in the top 3 between yourself, Marski, and Kian was absolutely enthralling, sensational. But for you, how was it in the car, and how was you able to measure that drive? Because remember, you are early in the championship. Was that even in your thought process?
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was, to be honest, it was a frustrating race. I felt like I really had the pace to go and win. But all fair play to Marsky, because he's the one that, in my mind, prevented me from really going to battle Kian. He made the soft medium work, which was just unbelievable, and those mediums at the end just didn't seem to die. So I was just trying to save my battery and line up a last couple of lap move on Kian, but Marsky nipped past me. In all fairness to him, great job. But it was just, I come away thinking, what if? I feel like I could have won that.
It's only 3 point swing to Marsky, but already it sounds like then that you're very unhappy about not getting the win here. But that's because of the racer in you, I suspect. Then what do you think you could have changed tonight then? Do you think that you could have altered your strategy, maybe started on the hards and gone to the mediums? How do you think you could have played it if you rerun this race?
No, it's a combination. Marsky drove really, really well, and ultimately it was him being in between myself and Kian in first that stopped me from going and have a good go at the lead. So, it was good driving from him. I actually got into second with a few laps to go, and was just saving up the battery for a last sort of ERS burst at Kian, and his straight line speed was pretty bad, so I was quite confident I was going to get him. But then I made a mistake coming into one of the corners and allowed Marsky back past me. So, as I say, fair play to him. Strategy wise, I think medium hard was the right call. You saw Jinner on the hard. I'm not sure if he got caught up on anything, but I think we got past him before he'd even made his pit stop. So I don't think hards was the right tire to start on.
You still have roughly a 46-point lead in the championship, so it's only a little dent in your championship. But do you think that might be a concern in turn of the tides potentially, with Marsky doing a great job today, and of course Kian getting a third Grand Prix win, second in a row?
Yeah, I've always said it's definitely nowhere near over. There's still so many races to go. I've had a good start. You can see now Kian's forming a bit of momentum and putting a little bit of pressure on, but I've just got to drive my race. There's certain races you can't win. Today was one that I felt like I could, so this feels like a little bit of one that got away, but third place is good. Still points on the board, extend over other people. We come again next week.
A different type of track next week then in Austria then. It's very much a penalty central zone at Austria. Then how are you feeling for that race then? Do you think you're going to avenge this third position today?
I do hope so. It's exactly as you say. It's a track very easy to pick up penalties. So I think those who keep it clean will do very well. And the last sector, it's a high speed track, so you could sort of put a foot wrong and end up in the barriers quite easily. So there's certainly one to watch, and we could see similar to Monaco, 1 or 2 people that you wouldn't necessarily expect to be up there getting some good points.
Well done today, Dan. Dan, your eighth podium in 9 races. Fantastic stuff indeed. Brilliant stuff there. And let's come to Marsky, who finished second today. Marsky, you went for the alternative strategy. Well, I didn't even go for that. You went for a soft tyre strategy at first. I must admit, I was a bit unsure about that, but somehow you made it work. Then you certainly know how to look after those tyres.
Oh yeah, I'd try my best. I knew everyone was going to start on the mediums, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I ummed and ahed before I clicked ready up, and I thought, you know what, I'm going for it. We're going to get a podium today, so I went for it.
You certainly did. And what is? Can you actually share your secret, or are you going to willing to share your secret about how well you are with keeping those soft tires in? Because you went very deep into the race. Some drivers on the medium tires pitted before you.
Yeah, just lifted off in the corners early. With being so close to the front runners, I could lift off a lot earlier and just coast them into the corner and not use so much tire deck.
And then the second half of the race, and you was on the medium tires, and you came out in between Dan Dan and Kian. Then, do you? Dan Dan says this one is the one he feels has got away. What do you think about this race? Are you happy with the podium, or do you think that this is a race that's got away from you?
Mixed emotions, really. I agree with Dan. There's one I could have won potentially. I was doing exactly the same as Dan was, saving my battery for the last couple of laps to have a go. Got past Key in the once, and I thought, Joe, I've got a lot of battery left. I'm just going to hot lap and try and escape from him, but he just got me straight back. But happy to be on the podium after last week, where I felt that I could have won that as well. But I'm happy to be back on the podium.
Was you waiting for the final couple of laps then to jump in front of Kian then? Because you overtook him with just 2 laps to go, and I think Ted Tango mentioned in the comments there that you went a lap too early. Do you think in hindsight you possibly should have waited to the final lap, or can you not wait for overtakes? Do you have to just go for it then and there?
I wanted to wait, but then the overspeed, I was like, I've got to overtake him because I'm just going to waste an opportunity. I knew he was going to get me back. I was trying to do a repeat of China, wait till the last lap, maybe last corner, maybe, and just send it. But yeah, it's like Dan Dan said, it's one that got away. We both, well, both equally could have won it. Keane drove really well, and yeah, it was one of those ones.
And we go to Austria next week. Then a very different kettle of fish that we Dan Dan and us have already just mentioned about. It's going to be penalty central. What are you feeling for Austria next week? How are you going to prepare? And do you think that like Dan Dan, could you avenge a potential win that got away for you today?
Um, Not so confident of Austria. It's not a track I go great at. I know Dan's consistent on every track he goes to, so I'm not expecting to be anywhere close like I was today. But I'm always going to aim for a win or podium. You never know what can happen. Austria, like I say, with the penalties. Yeah, of course, a couple of faster guys. If they push too wide, I can pick up a couple of positions. If I keep it within the track limits, it's playing a smart game in Austria, not a quick one.
And we look forward to it. Thank you very much, Marsky. Great second position today, and Dan Dan also on the podium as well. The championship has been whittled down ever so slightly, but Kian is coming for them with 2 wins on the bounce now to go into the Styrian Hills of Austria. Cannot wait for that. That's going to be fantastic. Tomorrow night is the 100% then, and if you want to see how not to do it, then of course join it tomorrow. So one of the McLarens will probably be in the gravel and have a lot of penalties. So it's going to be quite a trying day indeed. Then ALR Championship will be back then on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with gold, silver, and bronze. Then all championships very much then still on the teetering edge as we hit round 11 of the 24 round season, the longest ever in ALR. Join us tomorrow for 100% action. Otherwise, join us for gold on Sunday night. Goodbye.